Good morning. How are you all today? I can't believe these 10 o'clock sessions come around so quickly every day, but I am so delighted to be here with you guys today. Do you remember the blue sky I was telling you about, that it's always there? Well, that blue sky has come out in Barna, in Galway, in the west of Ireland today. I am so grateful. I am so grateful for that blue sky. It makes you feel so full of energy, so full of life. Tell me, what's the weather like where you are? I hope you're going to get out in nature a bit today and enjoy the lovely weather, and hopefully you have the same on your side. So for today's class, we're talking about gratitude for the basic needs that we have, and we're going to say goodbye to all those silly little worries that bother us because we don't want them to rob us of our happiness unnecessarily. So I hope you'll stay tuned because we have some super cool yoga poses to do. The shark pose and the weighty whale pose. I've also got my favourite story on earth to read to you, Stickman by Julia Donaldson. If you've just tuned in, hi, how are you today? I really hope you're doing well. Tell me how you are and where you're here from. And I was just saying how amazing it is to have the most beautiful blue sky here today in Galway in the west of Ireland. I'm dying to go out for a little run by the sea and soak up what nature has to offer. So tell me, what are you going to do today that fills your soul and makes you feel amazing? I'm dying to hear what everybody else is doing. So as we usually start each class, we will start with another breathing technique. Now this breathing technique, today we'll be talking and we'll have a little song at the end by Kira Wiley. She lives in America and she has told me that I can use her music for my classes, and she has the most stunning music and songs and yoga for children. So worth checking it out. It's actually addictive to listen to. She is so good. So for today we're going to do a little ocean breathing. Now ocean breathing can help you to feel really calm if you're feeling a little anxious, tense. And remember, it's also for grown-ups. Remember that grown-ups are just children who have grown up. They still feel the same, they have those same feelings, and children worry about little things, and so do adults. But there are lots of techniques there that can help us to manage our worry, because if we don't manage our worry, it can spin out of control and become what it wasn't even in the first place. And a lot of times we worry about things that are not worth worrying about. Like, do you have things that you worry about or that irritate you or upset you that are really silly? Like if you're, for me here, and you to tell me what you worry about that's actually really silly. For me here, if the dogs start barking and I'm trying to talk on a call, which can always happen, they're right here, that's a silly little worry. It doesn't matter. We're here for connection and not perfection. Or if I spill my tea, who actually cares, you know? Or if you're running late for the bus or running late for something, isn't it more important that you get there safely? Or what about if you forget your lunch at school? You know, there are so many other people who are dying to share with you, so it's okay. Or if your friend is not talking to you someday, maybe it's actually that they're feeling a little grumpy and sad, and it's nothing to do with you at all. So asking them how they feel will help, and then there'll be no need to worry anymore. So there's lots of little things that we worry about that we don't need to worry about. But if we are, and that worry causes a reaction in our brain and all these worry chemicals. So the way we can manage that, we're going to do today, is with ocean breathing. So this is like a high five, right? Now, when we breathe in, we're going to inhale through our nose. I'm sure you can all do that. And when you breathe out, you're going to go, it's the sound of the ocean in the distance. So let's practice that together. You can do it 2 or 3 times, and then I'm going to show you a little technique with your high five. Okay, let's breathe in. Can you hear the ocean? Can you hear yourself as the ocean? That's awesome. So now, lift up your high five. Now, if you're feeling anxious or worried about little silly things, what we're going to do is start here on our little finger. And as you breathe in, you're going to breathe in till you get to the top of that little finger. And then you're going to make the ocean sound as you go down the other side of the finger. So let's count, do it for 5. Okay, I'm watching, so I hope you're taking part. Tell me how you feel now. When you've done your 5 fingers, it usually calms your whole body and mind. And then you can hopefully see that maybe the things you're worrying about don't really matter anymore. And unless it's something really important, then you know you can always speak to somebody else about it. And there are always people there to help you. So that's our ocean breathing. Practice it and enjoy it. So, as we move on, we've talked about some of the silly things that can make us feel anxious. So generally, we're only going to do a few yoga poses in each class because it's not possible for me to do the whole class right now. So usually before yoga, we will warm up, if we're children, to warm up our muscles. So maybe that'll help us, and adults and mums and dads, get them up, and kids, and we can do that together. So you can raise your shoulders and release any tension you're holding. Breathe in and let out a big sigh. Doesn't that feel good? How about rolling your shoulders backwards? You might feel you're a bit tense in your shoulders, and this just helps to relieve any tension. And roll your shoulders forwards. Doesn't that feel good? As I said, this is for mums, dads, kids, and maybe your dogs can help and try and join in with you if you like. That feels really good. How about raising your arms up and turning your arms back? And then forwards. Awesome! I hope you're joining in. I'm going to find out. Now we can just shake our sillies out. How about we do that? Those silly worries, let's just shake them out. We can start at our feet. Shake one foot, shake the other. You've got to balance on one foot while you're shaking the other one. That's really good for your balance. I'm watching. Don't think I can't see. Oh, do it 2 times on each side. Now, how about shaking your whole leg? It's just shaking all those silly worries out. We don't want them. We don't need them. They're robbing our happiness, and that's no good. Hey, this is all happy habits to increase your happiness and building habits that do help. So how about twisting your hips around? Maybe you can go anti-clockwise and then go clockwise. It's a great release. Awesome. Shaking your hands. Shake those sillies out. Awesome. And how about a little jump on the spot? Just get you going before we do our some of our yoga poses in a few minutes. Great, guys. Anything you want. Just shake it all out. Because now we're just going to look at a few things that we are so grateful for that a lot of people don't have. And that makes our little worries look like we don't really need to worry about them anymore. Like, let's think about your home. Hopefully you're lucky enough to have a home and a warm, cozy bed. And there are a lot of people who don't have that. So when we write our list every day of things that we're grateful for, it boosts our happiness. And we build a mindset of noticing and recognizing and appreciating the things that we do have, rather than focusing on what we don't have and want. And that It increases our sense of lack. So let's look at what we do have and what we're appreciative that we have. So our shelter, maybe our home. How does it feel when you think about your warm, cozy bed and your nice couch that you can cuddle up on? Isn't that a nice feeling? So maybe that can be something that you're grateful for today. What about the temperature around you? Is it cold or warm where you are? How does your body feel? My body feels nice and warm today because the sun is shining in the window on me, and that's a nice feeling. A lot of people might be very cold where they are and they're struggling to stay warm, or else it may be too hot. Is it too hot or too cold where you are? And that can feel uncomfortable. But you know what? You know that that too will pass. So when you're feeling a little uncomfortable with something, it will pass. Nothing stays the same forever, and we can be grateful for the good things that we do have. How about water? Have you ever thought of being grateful for the water you have? I know in South Africa when we had a drought, we had to use our shower water to flush the toilets. And a lot of people in the world are still having to do similar things and walk miles to get their water. When you turn on your tap and have your water, maybe you can be grateful in that moment for having water on tap. And all the people who don't have that, we can send them our loving, kind wishes, and we can be grateful. So the more grateful we are for the little things that we have, the happier we are going to be. Also, what about your food? A lot of people have stocked up on a lot of food. I know my daughter is so happy because the fridge is full at the moment. And what about being grateful for the food that you have? A lot of people are starving. They don't have all the food that they want or even need. So maybe we can be grateful for those little things that mean a lot, that keep us safe and well, that not everybody else has. What about all the people that support you, all the people that take care of you? Maybe we can be grateful for that too. So what else, tell me, are you grateful for? Your basic needs at home today that not everybody in the world has. I know for me, it's safety, that I can run out on the road. I'm grateful for the food that I'm going to have today that not everybody has. I am grateful for the water that I don't have to queue and walk miles to get. I'm grateful for my dogs that give me so much love. I'm grateful for all the amazing people I have connected with and met, either online or in person. A lot more online at the moment. I'm grateful for all my friends. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here with you today. That is making me so happy. So I would like you to draw a picture and write down all the little things that you are grateful for. And when I have little worries, do you know I have a guy called Basil? Well, Basil sits on my shoulder right there. Now, Basil is my worry, right? So everybody gets worried at times. Hi, Catherine. Basil is the little worrier. Now, when Basil, everybody has worries, but when worry gets out of control or you just don't feel like you want it anymore, I tell Basil to go away. I don't need Basil anymore. So Basil and my worry is an experience I'm having. And Basil, my little worrier Basil, is there to protect me because he thinks I'm in danger. But when I'm not in danger, when I'm okay, and Basil is worrying out of control, I just tell Basil to go away. I don't need him right now. So maybe you could call your worries or your fear or your anxiety a name so that it is separate from you, because it is. And then you can tell it to go away when you don't want it anymore. And see if that works for you. Let me know what you're calling your anxiety or your worry. Because remember, You are not your anxiety or your worry. It's something you may be feeling at the moment, but you, when it's not necessary, you can tell it to just go away. Moving on from that, when I have to find this, let's talk about a shark. Now, a shark does not have many worries, I think. Do you? A shark is strong, powerful, and has no fear. Certainly not that I'm aware of. I've watched Jaws. So we are going to do a shark pose. Now, Catherine and anybody else who's watching, I want you to join in. The shark is a good swimmer. He is long and sleek, so we're going to lie on our tummies. He's a good swimmer. So what you're going to do is, and you may not hear me because I'll be back there, going to clasp your hands at the back of your back. Only do what's comfortable for your body. Now, a shark, and we are going to become like a shark in the best possible way. A shark is determined. So we're going to roll our shoulders back. We're going to lift our hands, our feet, and our chest. And a shark is fierce. We're going to breathe in. Don't forget to breathe. We're going to arch, lift, and lengthen our body. And you know what it says here? Sharks know what they want, and they go after it. So use this pose to develop your strength, your focus, and your determination. Do you have a fear that you need to face? Circle it like a shark and scare it away. Now that's why we're going to be a shark. So once we've done the shark pose, which is a back bend, which is very energizing, we can stand up and do a forward fold, because when you do a back bend, it's good to then go forward as well. After we've done the shark pose, we're going to do the weighty whale. It's like it's a bridge pose, but I know all the kids' names for the yoga, which is the weighty whale. So we're going to do the shark and the whale. Now I'm going to be watching, so I hope that you are joining in. I'm going to go back onto my yoga mat, and when I come back, I am going to read the most amazing story to you, and you can make up your own yoga poses along the way. Hi Siobhan, this story is about Stickman, who feels he loves his home and his family, and when he gets lost and goes away, he has fear, and when he gets back home to his family, he is so appreciative of his family and all the good things that he had. So I hope you'll stay and enjoy me for that story, and then one of Kira Wadi's most beautiful songs, and I have also a stunning meditation to read to you. So let's go. Remember what I said to do our shark and our whale pose. Are you ready? Okay, there we go. I hope you'll be able to see me. Okay. Shark pose. Remember to breathe and relax. Again. Awesome. Come up slowly. Let's do a forward bend. Swing from side to side. Doesn't that feel good? I'm sure you're more flexible than me, but that doesn't matter. Everybody's different. Let's now do the bridge or the whale pose. Lift your body. Shoulders back. Breathe in and out. This is your blowhole where the whale is squirting water up into the air. And slowly articulate your back down onto the floor. you scaring away all your worries like the shark? Now, when you're determined and you're fierce like a shark. Did you also blow water out of the blowhole of the whale, out of your belly button? Practice that more later if you need. It's amazing how energizing and yet relaxing the yoga poses actually are. So now, as we move on, are you ready for one of my favorite stories ever? Stickman. Right. There are lots of yoga poses and I can suggest ones you do as we go through. And I can't just read your story to you and do yoga poses at the same time, so you're going to have to do it for me. Right. Here we go. Stickman lives in the family tree with his stick lady love and their stick children 3. Do you remember the tree pose? Can you see all those cute little the stick family? Aren't they adorable? One day, he wakes early and goes for a jog. Stickman, oh Stickman, beware of the dog. Uh-oh, can you tell what's going to happen? Can you run like Stickman? I think he's got to run fast. A stick, barks the dog, an excellent stick. The right kind of stick for my favourite trick. Poor Stickman. I'll fetch it, I'll drop it, and I'll fetch it and then I'll drop it and fetch it and drop it again. The lovely doggy has brought poor Stickman to his owner. I'm not a stick, why can't you see? I'm Stickman, I'm Stickman, I'm Stickman, that's me. And I want to go home to my family tree. Poor Stickman, he's being thrown all over the place. He's away from his family. I think he's feeling a little fearful. A notice says dogs must be kept on the lead. At least the game's over and Stickman is freed. He sets off for home with a hop and a twirl. Stickman, oh Stickman, beware of the girl. A stick, cries the girl, with a smile on her face. The right kind of poo stick for winning a race. Has everybody got one? Get ready to throw. It's 1, 2, 3, into the river they go. Are you making up your own yoga poses as we go? There's many yoga poses you could do here, but unfortunately I can't show you. You could have done downward dog, cat-cow pose. Maybe your mums and dads know them and they can show you how to do them. You could do the bridge pose, like the whale. That's the bridge pose. I'm a poo stick. Why can't they? I'm not a poo stick. Why can't they see? I'm Stickman. I'm Stickman. I'm Stickman. That's me. And I'm heading away from the family tree. Stickman is on and on. Stickman, oh Stickman, beware of the swan. Twig, says the swan, a twig is the best. It's the right kind of twig to weave in my nest. Can you see? Stickman's on a real adventure today, isn't he? I'm not a twig, why can't they see? I'm Stickman, I'm Stickman, I'm Stickman, that's me. And I long to be home in the family tree. The nest is deserted and Stickman is free. He drifts down the river and sails out to sea. Don't you think the ocean breathing would help him stay calm as he floats down the river? He tosses and turns till the frolicking foam washes him up on the beach far from home. Here comes Dad with a spade in his hand. Stickman, oh Stickman, beware of the sand. A mast, yells the Dad, an excellent mast. Hooray, there's a flag for our castle at last. I'm not a mast for a silly old flag, or a sword for a knight, or a hook for a bag. I'm not a pen, I'm not a bow, I'm not a bat or a boomerang, oh no! Stickman, oh Stickman, beware of the snow. Here comes a boy in a warm woolly scarf. An arm for my snowman, he says with a laugh. I'm not an arm, can nobody see? I'm Stickman, I'm Stickman, I'm Stickman, that's me. Will I ever get home to the family tree? Stickman is lonely, Stickman is lost, Stickman is frozen and covered in frost. Stickman is weary, his eyes start to close. He stretches and yawns and lies down for a doze. He can't hear the bells or the sweet singing choir. Or the voice saying, here's a good stick for the fire. Stickman is lying asleep in the grate. Can anybody wake him before it's too late? Can you wake Stickman? Shout, wake Stickman, he's in the fire. Did you wake him up? He dreams of his kids and his stick lady love. Then suddenly wakes. What a noise up above! It starts as a chuckle, then turns to a shout. Ho, 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 I'm stuck, get me out. A stuck man? A stuck man? Now who could that be? Don't worry, cries Stickman, I'll soon set you free. A scratch and a scrape and a flurry of soot. A wiggle, a jiggle, and out pokes a foot. A shove and a nudge and a hop and a jump. Who do you think's coming? And Santa falls into the room with a thump. Stickman, oh Stickman, you excellent friend. Thanks a million, thanks without end. Then Stickman helps Santa deliver the toys to fast asleep girls and to fast asleep boys. Faster and faster they fly through the snow till Santa says, only one chimney to go. Stick lady is lonely. The children are sad. It won't feel like Christmas without their stick dad. They toss and they turn in the family bed, But what is that clattering sound overhead? Someone is tumbling into their house. Is it a bird, a bat, or a mouse? Or could it be? Yes, could it possibly be? I'm Stickman, I'm Stickman, I'm Stickman, that's me. And I'm sticking right here in my family tree. Isn't that beautiful? So Stickman is so grateful for his family home and to be home with his family, his wife and his children. And I know a lot of us are home at the moment, but maybe we can be grateful for that time we have together, because it's a very, very, very special time. And we can write down all the things that we are grateful for, and we are truly, truly blessed to all have our own home. Stickman had a tree and he was very happy there. So I hope you're all happy in your home. Now, are you ready? Are you ready for... Da, da, da. I have a lovely meditation for you. And just like the other days, I'm not going to disturb you after. Usually in meditation, it's about focus and attention, and we sit up in a nice tall posture. But today, I'm going to ask you, remember we did the little mouse pose. I am safe like a little mouse. When you want to feel safe, you can curl up in child's pose, or we called it the rock. So you can curl up in child's pose or the rock, or you can sit in your chair, or you can lie down and have some quiet space like we do in Shavasana after yoga. You can sit, you can lie, whatever you want. I'm standing, and that's also cool. Listen to the beautiful meditation, and then I will play the beautiful song for you, and then I will say goodbye and hopefully see you tomorrow. So remember to write down all the little things that you are grateful for, because that is what will create inner and true happiness. And when you have those little worries, ask yourself, will it matter in 6 months' time, in a year's time? Is it something that I can control? And if not, and if it's really getting on top of you, remember, like little Basil, I tell him I don't need him. He's not being helpful to me. So I tell him to go away and I'm fine. And I boost myself with everything that makes me feel good and positive and nurtures my well-being. And in that way, I'm more able and more resilient to any little worries that may come my way. So I invite you to sit or lie and gently close your eyes if you're comfortable to do so. This is called a loving kindness meditation. It's a children's version, but is equally as beautiful and powerful for adults, so I do hope you enjoy. Just take 2 nice deep belly breaths. Breathe in. You may like to release a nice sigh to help you to relax into this moment. You have nowhere to go, nothing to do. This is your time. You are safe. Imagine that you are sending love to yourself. Send yourself a card that says, I love you. Now tell each part of your body that you love it. I love you, feet. I love you, legs. I love you, belly. I love you, back. I love you, arms. I love you, face. Now notice how your body feels when you tell it that you love it. Now think of somebody you love very much. maybe somebody in your family or your best friend. Send them some kind, friendly, or loving wishes. Now, try to think of somebody who has been a little unfriendly. Let's send this person some love and kindness too. Because sometimes people are mean or unfriendly because they don't feel loved. So this type of person needs some extra love. Now let's think of all the people all over the world. Let's send them some love and kind wishes too. Now imagine all the people that you have sent love and kind wishes to. Imagine that all of these people are sending love back to you. Feel their love coming back to you and hold that in your heart.